Yo, what's up? What's up? This is your favorite wrestling podcast. I am Crunk Chocolate. I am here with we got almost a full stable. You know, it's football season for Coach Yoki, so he's a little busy at the moment. But we got enough to handle business. You know, I got the homie Greggo, got Flem.
I know who won today. I know who won today.
and speaking of winners, we got the Gooner, we got Devin the dude. How are you feeling?
And it's Arsenal, I say. We're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
You hear that
We got a point with that full thing, didn't we?
Arsenal talk is for real in this piece right now.
They call me the songbird of my generation.
Oh
man.
I'm gonna let you vibe out for the next 2 weeks, and the second those lineup drops, the hate elbow is coming from the top row. You know, shout out my oil brothers, about to handle.
But hold on, Crunk. Like I feel like I finally have moved up to work because I finally get a chance to record with the man B Flem today, man.
Hey.
It's my first time.
Oh, is it?
First time? I think so. Yeah, it's our first time.
Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited for today's episode. It's a big episode we got. I couldn't ask for a better group to talk
Four-way
about
tag, baby. It's a four-way ladder match.
and I know that we got all the Wrestlemania and to talk about in the world, but I will say, of course, it's 8:00 on the East Coast. It's what time it is, and they are starting Dynamite off with Athena versus Mercedes Moné, first time ever. I'm like, dog,
Black girl magic.
Yeah,
I thought about recording in my living room so I could have it playing in the background, but I didn't want to be distracted because we do have a lot of matches. So this is going to be a prediction show. There's no need for us to stay too long on any subject, which is very tough to say. We'll go to the wrestling. I want you to give your prediction, maybe even how you see it happening, and maybe after everything we go, depending on time, we can actually, let's do this. Let's start here before we get into the predictions. Okay. Which match from night one are you most looking forward to, and why?
I want to say the triple threat, but at the same time, I believe at this point I'm very curious about Tiffany and Charlotte, just given especially if you saw SmackDown on Friday and how they got Charlotte beating up Tiffany in the parking lot and in the arenas, like she just had to get her lick back after getting shown up in that crazy ass promo. I would say maybe that, but yeah, definitely with everything with the triple threat, yeah, that's gonna be money and a half. And I have a sneaking suspicion that what's going to happen there will play into night 2 as well.
Got to, right? I mean, it's kind of how it was last year as well, right? The ramifications of night 1 had an effect on night 2. So now that they've kind of done this before and seen the success of it, it's going to, of course, right? If I had, of course, Roman, Punk, Seth, you gotta, of course, that's the obvious answer, right? So if I had to pick another match that I think I'm most excited for, it's got to be Jade Naomi, right? I'm really looking forward to that one, and I think that's really gonna tell a good story. I'm really interested to see both of them out on their own now. Obviously Naomi's had a singles run before, but this is a true singles match. Yeah, Jade is now fully unleashed. She has nobody in her corner now as well. And of course, this is going to tell a story with Bianca in some way too. Like, I don't know how, again, I think this is something where that gets Bianca involved in some way where she doesn't, that affects her match as well. I don't know how yet, but I'm very excited to see both of them, just unleashed right now. And I think that's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to that one the most.
And have you seen Naomi's Twitter this morning?
She was on a generational run.
Yes.
Man. Y'all have said my answers as well. Obviously, the triple threat will be big. Jade versus Naomi is the one I'm really most excited for. Tiffany versus Charlotte after that Chicago show, it's going to be real interesting to see how they react and work in the ring. To be unique, I will say that they have absolutely rescued the build for Gunther and Jey Uso. There have been over the past 3 weeks, really, 3 weeks, a couple weeks ago, Jimmy Uso getting laid out and put in the hospital, and that followed up by Jay's probably the promo of the year or promo of his career for him. And then obviously Gunther put up a good promo yesterday as well.
He kind of crashed out.
Yeah. He crashed out. He said, "Fuck the interview. I'm talking my shit." It remains to be seen how the match quality will be, but I think they've done a good job to get people back interested in this feud for that one.
Definitely.
And I guess that's the thing with that match, right? We know Gunther's going to do what he does. Like, that's what got him here, right? Are we, and I guess that's my biggest thing, is are we going to see diversity out of Jey Uso, right? Like what is going to be different from this match that he's been, in every other match to this point, right? So I think that's my biggest, that's what I'm looking for the most in this match, is what's going to be different with Jey Uso that's going to give him the win outside of, a super kick, essentially, right? A super kick and a dive off the top rope.
25 super kicks.
We saw where that went just last year as well, right? So
that was him and his brother kicking each other. It's just gonna be one person. Kick. It's gonna be Chun-Li in this bitch.
Chun-Li. I'm not gonna say that I'm expecting like any type of like technical masterpiece from Jay. What I expect is passion, and I feel like whatever he gives you is going to be like every last punch, every last kick, every last whatever. You're going to be like, that's like the strongest punch he's ever given in his life, because he's doing it for his brother, his mama, his whole family, except for Solo. And it's like, hey, you got to go. That's gonna be the energy that Jay's gonna be carrying on Saturday.
Okay, and I am gonna pick. Okay, so I'm gonna do two quick ones. LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, so we can move the fuck on from LA Knight, and War Raiders versus the New Day, because this has been a long cook for the New Day, and I'm just super excited to see what they're going to do when they win this title. And just the booze that they are about to get is going to power homes for years. I am super looking forward. They seem more and more comfortable being the heels every week, and I'm just enjoying it.
I like
it. And it's funny too. So like they're being funny still, but being heels, and those are kind of like my perfect, where they're seriously being unserious, and it's like brava. I'm loving it. Put respect on New Day's name. They lost it because they were a little too goofy for too long, and I think they're doing the things to be taken seriously again. All right, night 2. I'll go first and do like a little snake draft. I actually think I'm for the ladies, Io, Bianca, and Rhea. I'm just warning y'all now. the horny levels might be a little high on me. I apologize, but I mean well. But I am excited to see some graps because I'm gonna just give my prediction now. I'm gonna bury the lead. EO better fucking win. The other two will be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. Their careers aren't going anywhere, and if EO loses, she's buried. Like respectfully, like she's fantastic. We in the chats saw that photo of Kyrie. She's getting ripped, so when she returns, she's gonna become the priority in the group. So I just worry. Yeah, I just worry that if EO loses this, like she's out of here. So that's gonna be my match for night 2.
My match for night 2 is gonna be well, I'm gonna put the main event aside, obviously, and then I'm gonna put up the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship: Braun, Penta, Finn, and Dominic. And for me, that's because you could literally have any one of these people win the Intercontinental Championship, and I believe it. I would be perfectly fine with it. This is a perfect match for all 4 of these people and for the Intercontinental Championship. It's believable to see Penta walk out. If there's strife in the Judgment Day, Finn and Dominic, either one of them walking out would be a point of contention in that storyline. Obviously, Braun's a beast. He's a wrestler's wrestler. So, like, if you keep the title on him, it's completely believable as well.
You mean because he's a second-generation wrestler? He's a wrestler's wrestler?
That too.
The math is mathing. That math is
mathing. But yeah, it's this should be a very fun matchup. The build has been fun, and I feel like it will steal the show on night 2.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this last week, right? We spoke on how good of a match this is. I think outside of course EO and Bianca and really Rhea, I think this is my pick as well. Yeah, like you said, Flem, it's believable for everybody, right? Everybody kind of has momentum going into this match right now, so it's pretty. You don't know who's going to come out on top. I think we did predict, who we think is going to come out on top, which I think is going to shock everybody in this. But no, it's going to be a good one either way. I'm looking forward to that one. And then just to backtrack between the triple threat for the women's title, and we spoke on this as well, how Bianca continues to mention how she hasn't been pinned at WrestleMania.
Not once.
So you know what that means.
Jinx.
Rhea's eating EO's pins.
So she'll be like on Monday. She can be like, "I wasn't pinned. It wasn't me."
So just letting y'all know now. Prepare yourselves. That Bianca ain't winning, y'all.
The match that I have, which I think, I feel like the 4-way actually does have a really good opportunity to steal the show, but I also feel like there's another match that could also steal the show on night 2, which is the Make American Wrestling Great Again match between AJ Styles and Logan Paul. I feel like
that's not where I thought you were going with that.
I thought you were going somewhere else too.
Oh, okay. I knew where you were going.
And I feel like over the past years and change, AJ's kind of been a forgotten figure in WWE, and I feel like this is a chance to be like, y'all must have forgot, and really not just show the people that, hey, he might not have much longer, but he can still go. And then also, I think, give a wrestling lesson to Logan Paul for as good as he is. I think that AJ Styles is the standard for what Logan Paul probably wants to reach. And I think that for what they'll be able to give each other, I think that it's going to stand out quite a bit. I feel, obviously, the build-up's been kind of but I feel like once they get into the ring, you're gonna be like, oh, this is why we're doing this. And there's an opportunity there. Just make sure to take off the red hats when you get in the ring, and it'll be all right.
Goodness gracious.
I thought I fully, when you said make American wrestling great again, I fully thought you were going towards Rey and El Grande
Mysterio.
Americano, but that is on Saturday. That is on Saturday, to be fair. But
I'm still surprised that match isn't mask versus mask, but like you already seem like they're already trying to expose the secrets of Grande Americano with the tattoo and the scuffs on the knuckles. Be like, hey, Chad's got that stuff too. We're like, maybe it's meant for the secret to last a little longer. But we'll
I mean, I'm really hoping that he like falls under the mat or something, and they put a replacement. So when the mask gets taken off, it's some like random person.
What if they did?
Happening.
What if they did something like? Of course, I watched the new documentary for WrestleMania 9, which honestly was kind of a bit of a surprise. Like it was actually pretty good, but they had the match Doink versus Crush. And they had like the twin Doinks. And what if they had the twin Grandes up in the up in the ring somehow? But yeah, I think that that one's gonna be interesting. But yeah, make American wrestling great again match. That's my pick.
Goodness gracious, that's gonna be that's gonna be old boy's favorite match too. He's gonna be talking about it.
Triple K's favorite match.
WWE Hall of Famer somehow, some way. But yeah, here we are.
I'm so shocked that I was voted into the Hall of Fame. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, what are we doing? I'm so annoyed. Like, bro, he misses kayfabe so badly. That's all I took that as. He just misses acting like a character.
He's still a character. But I digress.
Okay. All right. So now we're at the point. We're just gonna go through. We don't necessarily know the order. I'm just doing the matches that I'm least interested in first for each night.
Okay.
Let us just quickly go through our predictions because again, this is 2 nights and a lot of naturally. If our predictions, feel free. This is a black podcast, so we're gonna give each other shit. So naturally, do whatever your spirit tells you. Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio.
I'm gonna go Grande actually in the upset.
Okay.
I think so too.
I think it's Rey. I think they building too much towards the mask of El Grande Americano and what they're putting behind him, where I think he gets unmasked at Mania.
Okay, Rey Mysterio. I'm tracking all of this stuff in a Google Sheet so we can see how our predictions go at the end of it.
So we can finish the show after.
Basically, shoot. Since this is, I'll go Rey Mysterio. I actually don't think Rey Mysterio. See, this is the thing.
Rey doesn't need the win.
Rey doesn't need the win at all, and I love the idea of Grande. I was going to say Grande Mysterio winning. Honestly, I hope that's what he does. I hope he wins and starts calling himself Grande Mysterio. That would be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Man, but I feel like I got to join you, B-Flem. So now it's like a 50-50. So half of us can be right on it. I'm not going to do this every time. But for this one, I figure this could be nice and fun. But I could totally see the point where Grande Americano gets unmasked, but it's the doppelganger, and then the actual Grande Americano comes out of nowhere and like knocks out Rey Mysterio, and that's how he ends up winning. Okay, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I feel like this is going to be unanimous, unless someone is feeling spicy and they think LA Knight's going to win.
Yeah, I'm saying Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Jacob. Like I'm pretty sure it's Jacob.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Since we're moving through this pretty smoothly, what do you do with LA Knight now that he is lost? And oh boy, all he ever does, he has the confidence of someone who is a much better wrestler. What do we do with this dude? Like, he's gonna take this loss. He can't try to go for the match against Jacob Fatu again because he's gonna get smashed, and then that's 2 losses. Are people really gonna want to that badly, or do you think he is one of those people who can survive through this simply because of the yas?
I think it all depends on what happens after Mania, because obviously, like, typically after Mania, that's when they try to have like their draft or whatever. And like I talked about last week, I think that this is like, depending on how the world title matches go, I feel like this is an opportunity where you can move him to the opposite show where or at least whatever show has a heel champ. That's where you want him to be, so that way he can go after that. And now there is also the opportunity where if he does move, and if the champ is the same affiliation, like if he's also a babyface, I'm dying to see LA Knight as a heel. Like, I feel like if anybody's seen like any of his stuff, like back when he was especially in TNA, like, yeah, like his heel stuff is even better than his babyface stuff. So I that's something that I would love to see. And so like I feel like I definitely see some sort of switch, whether it's a show change or a character change, and then eventually going after the world title.
Something needs to change. I think we can all fully agree. The stick is gone stale a little bit, right? You can only, so many times, and not really, capitalize on it. So I do agree, like a change of scenery, and even a personality change.
So we can keep doing the yas. Move over to Smack or whatever else he's on.
So you'll hit that dummy button. That's what you're gonna get.
Okay.
Get that dummy button. Dummy.
Yeah.
Like,
dummy. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yes. And that is a thing. That is absolutely a thing. So yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like y'all were saying though, I do think a show change would be the best thing for him. Just because I think he's gone stale on the crop of talent he's being put against. I don't see him as a world title contender right now. But
mid-card talent is best.
Mid-card talent at best, yeah. But with who you see on the mid-card elsewhere, he's wrestled them all. He's wrestled everybody or at least he should have wrestled everybody in the United States title scene. So I think to freshen up his who he sees and who he goes up against, I feel like that will bring about more creativity as to his promos and just how his matches look now.
That's fair. Okay. War Raiders versus New Day. I said it on the match I'm looking forward to the most. The New Day, they're going to handle business. I'm looking forward to them doing their thing. What are y'all's predictions?
New Day.
I think that the New Day is time. It's time. I think that they've shown that that they still got it, and I think that this will actually do a long way as far as hopefully rebooting the tag team division, because like I said last week, I feel like that's been one of Triple H's sore spots since taking over the main roster. And sometimes you got to dig back in the crates to get the old thing back, and here we are with the New Day.
This is tough. I see this going either one of two ways: either the New Day win, or the New Day get distracted by Big E in some capacity, and the War Raiders win. I will go with the former. I'll pick the New Day, but I think Big E getting involved in some capacity is a possibility because he will be in the building doing pre-show stuff. So there's an angle there to be had of having him come out in some way. But I think that it'll be. I think the more likely option is that it'll be clean for the New Day. They win through some form of scumbag tactics and take the tag titles.
I like that idea about Big E, but I think it's gonna swerve, and Big E's gonna be like, "You guys are right," and he's gonna join them as a bad guy because that would fucking melt everybody's brains. I would love to also see Big E embrace the evil. Embrace.
I mean, let's be honest. The War Raiders. I mean, we don't believe you. You need more people, right? Like, who's better equipped to make hold a decent run with the titles, right? Like, it's not the War Raiders. They're, they have a good aesthetic, I guess you could say, and that's where it stops.
Until they start talking, and then I'm just like, you guys are not war. You guys aren't Raiders. Y'all are like just big dorks, like realistically, like respectfully. And a lot of the wrestlers are big dorks, but a lot of them can pawn it off or like mask their voice a little bit differently, so it's not so obvious. Like if Xavier Woods can come off as a bad guy now, like anybody should be able to figure things out. But like the second the War Raiders start talking, especially the big dude with the beard, I'm like I lose all fear from them when he starts talking.
And you just proved the point there, right? The big dude with the beard. Like, what are their names, right? Like
Eric and Ivar.
Right.
Cold-blooded.
I'm just
cold-blooded.
Saying, like, you proved the point there. So.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Okay. The match, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. So I know that get back from Charlotte was to even things out.
Mm-hmm.
And it technically worked because hearing Tiffany scream bloody murder like she was in that parking lot, like that broke my heart. I was just like, there was a close. Well,
somebody get her.
Like somebody I meant, like it gave off big Karen vibes. Not like I'm helpless, I'm worthless. And like I just was like, oh, you would clutch your purse if a group of people walk past you. I feel like,
but notice the street
both of us,
right there.
Both of them would. But let me refocus.
They said, hey,
that's real.
They didn't know me. Street Fighter was like, nah, that's between y'all. I'm gonna just be over here with this coffee.
Yeah, Jen, I'm with you. I want to see a fight. If Charlotte wins, I'm raging. And I think Charlotte has to lose. Charlotte has to lose. There's no way. Like she does all this winning. Like if she wants the fans to back off on her at all, she has to lose.
I mean, like I just feel like they put her in a no-win situation because, like, the thing about it is like. Go back to when Cody was hurt when he tore his pec, and they were showing the vignettes as far as him rehabbing and getting back in shape and everything. They didn't really do that with Charlotte. Like they had her on the boats and being all rich and shit. And like
that's her really though. I think that's her. Because they showed her running and working out and stuff like that. I think they tried it.
They showed it on social media. They didn't show it on the shows. And I feel like if you want people to find reason to support you and cheer for you, sometimes you got to show like, hey, this is the road back. This is the struggle. Like she was gone for over a year, and then the first thing you show her on TV is, hey, I'm still rich, bitch. And it's like the disconnect is there. Like they were happy in the immediate moment at the Rumble, but then the next night. It's right back to business as usual. We booing the shit out of you, and it led to what happened in Chicago, and like we go right back to this feeling of like every time she comes back through, she's right back in the title picture. It's like, dog, like can we at least get some bit of a process and struggle and like feeling like, hey, you actually earned this shit. instead of just feel like, hey, you're back, so we had to give you this title shot. Here you go.
Okay, so what?
I get my take on it, right? Is it's not
Wait,
necessarily.
hold on. What's his prediction? What is your prediction then?
Oh, I do think that Tiffany should win. However, it's not going to shock me if Charlotte wins. It's like, so I feel like that they can't help themselves in this shit, and it's so fucking stupid.
So Charlotte then.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way I see this, right, is they needed like an ultimate heel for Tiffany, and like boom, there you go, right? I mean, of course, you did have like Nia Jax too, but I think the Charlotte flair of it is like this is in a sense like this is who we want you to be, right, Tiffany? Like in that sense, it's like this is the ultimate quote unquote heel of all this. Like this is somebody that is just always in the spotlight, always a winner, and and people got sick of that. So who is that like ultimate foe, right? That quote unquote that final boss for you to beat to truly earn and cement your spot. And I mean, it like my vote is Tiffany. Tiffany's gonna win. And I just don't see like them building it up just to give this to Charlotte. They needed to build some credibility around it, especially like after Chicago, especially. But the way that I see this storyline playing out, this was never meant for Charlotte to come out on top. It was them to have like an ultimate foe to go against Tiffany, and I think they did that well. If only Charlotte just could have played her part a little bit better, quote unquote. But,
embrace the boo.
Yeah.
Now I can see a scenario where, like, let's say Charlotte wins at Mania, but then Tiffany gets it back by SummerSlam. Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah,
That's
I feel like you definitely. I think the end result definitely will be to help get Tiffany over as one of the top girls in the division, and as long as they can get over their egos and shit, it's something that definitely could stretch longer beyond WrestleMania. And obviously, if it does that, I think that then you have to have Charlotte winning. But of course, again, the end goal would be for Tiffany to get it back. But if Mania is all you got, then it has to be Tiffany.
If Charlotte wins at Mania, they are going to boo her to the grave, dog.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Under the grave.
Non-stop.
But we're getting longer and longer winded, so we got a day and a half to still go through. So B-Flem, what do you got?
In the interest of time, I would just say Tiffany. But I also do see an avenue where Charlotte wins because she is selfish, as she has proven over the past over this
career.
Build. Over her career, but especially over this build, she goes off script in the business for herself at her partner's expense, and I can see an avenue where she is pushing hard to get this title back, just to hold this title. But
could you imagine Charlotte like pinning Tiffany, like cheating and pinning Tiffany, and then seeing like the shock on everybody's face, like what? Oh my god, turn that up. Oh my gosh, I would love that. But then again, that would have to mean that she would have to truly embrace being booed. The entitlement fight. That's exactly what that is. Oh my gosh,
that is. You would think that she
can I speak to the manager fight?
You
would think because again, her dad was like the best at it. The only time you ever felt bad for him was when Batista and Randy Orton turned on him. Or was it Batista and Randy Orton? And Triple H? Yeah,
Batista.
Yeah, when they turned on him, like that was the only time people felt bad for him. But for the most part, he was always like the heel, and he was so great at it. And for her to be the daughter of him and just like truly not get it, it's so fun. And for her to also, on the other hand, be like, I'm the greatest wrestler and because of genetics and stuff like that, okay, well then why don't you get the psychology part of it? Well, how do you not understand the mentality part of it? It's wild. It's incredibly frustrating. Naomi versus Jade Cargill. I am super excited for both of their entrances because I can just imagine how great it's going to be.
Magic.
Like, bro, how Naomi's going to flip the glow for evil. And then Jade Cargill, like, her stepping out and that light hitting her is grand enough. So what are they going to do? Are they going to have like a choir in the background just going, oh, like, I don't know.
Like Shawn Michaels coming out the sky, man.
Oh, man, please, let's have it. Also, side note, I do very much enjoy just Naomi just trolling and hating on everything Jade Cargill has been sharing. Like, that's A1. It's so great. Like, I know the abs filter. That was hilarious.
Naomi,
I was laughing.
like, she's done that before multiple times. Like, that's always.
But it's a totally different energy now with her being a heel. It's like it's foots on necks, all like at all times with her, and like it's something that, again, like especially in WWE, because I feel like even like back when they did like Team Bad with Tamina and Sasha, like it didn't quite curl all the way. Now we're getting a real Naomi heel, and it's popping off right.
Absolutely.
Like I know Jay or Jimmy and her, like those jokes. Like I would love to see them just like roasting each other. I know that shit's hilarious. I can tell that they have a lot of fun together. Like just imagining them as individually, and once you put them together, it just feels like it would be very fun. Naturally,
ass shots.
I'm picking. Sir.
Hey, she said it. It wasn't even me.
Shout out to Big Jim,
right?
Shout out to Big Jim.
I'm picking Naomi because I just feel like Bianca can't help herself, and I think that's where she's gonna tell on herself. She's gonna side with Naomi, and that basically will explain my prediction for night 2.
I am leaning Naomi, but I'm also feeling like this feud may extend a little bit. I don't think this is a definitive end for this feud at all. I think this will just be chapter 1, and I think we will see, or a few stipulation matches, similar to what we got with Drew and Punk when Punk got healthy. I would really like that for them, to see them have like a drawn out, a nicely told feud.
Wait, so who's your prediction then?
My prediction is Naomi.
It is Naomi. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, the spectacle of Jade all this time, and to finally unleash her one-on-one, she's not losing.
I have to agree. I feel like if there's ever going to be a moment where we really like start to elevate Jade, I think she has to win. However, at the same time, I can see Jade winning, and perhaps Naomi get something like after the match to be like, hey, this shit ain't over yet. So yeah.
But Jade's winning the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's go. Jey Uso. The co-main event, since they love doing that now. The co-main event, Jey Uso versus Gunther. And it was so funny. The promo that he did, he tried to play tough. He tried to walk down calm and cool. And the next thing you know, he's slapping people's hands and it's like, no, you already broke character. And then at the end, and then you could tell he was overwhelmed by everything. So that's why they kept doing his intro, because he wasn't ready to do the promo. So he finally does the promo and then breaks again and goes, all right, I'm gonna do the yeet. and he goes stands in the crowd. And next thing you know, at the end, he's doing it again with him, and I'm like, Jay, no, you're going.
Can't help
back.
himself. He can't help himself. He can't help himself. It's just
you in the all black, bro.
He be in the mode, man. He be in the mode.
Oh my gosh. And I get it. Everybody's having so fun. It's nice seeing everybody still doing the whatever the yeeting without him. That's great.
It's just
but it would hit so much harder if he just lets everybody else do it. But he just forgets himself. He loses himself. And he's like, nah, bro, I gotta do this.
Slaps in the gym, by the way. Slaps in the gym.
I believe it. I believe it.
I bet. Jey Uso. Anybody being the contrarian and picking
I
Gunther?
am not on the contrary. I'm leaning Jey Uso on this one.
I did have a controversial pick last week. I think y'all were just able to get me to switch my vote to Jay. Again, like I said, he can win. I just don't think that he's going to have a particularly long run. But I do think just for the moment itself, I have a. If like I said, if they were to somehow make Jay lose and have him lose like that, like don't like he can't yeet ever again after that.
No, it's
so,
done.
Yeah. So he kind of has to win.
It's kind of like the whole Zack Ryder thing, right? They gave him his moment and then they took it away,
just like that,
like right after.
Give me
so that. I think it's that's gonna be the same thing. Jay's gonna win the match, but like his reign as the heavyweight champion, I don't think it's gonna last too long. But prove me wrong. I welcome it. I want it to. But I want to see it last.
I will say this though, just as a bit of a, I don't want to say spoiler, but like depending on what happens in the triple threat on night one, I feel like if Jay wins, at some point you kind of do have to have a Jay versus Roman match where the roles are reversed and Jay's the champion. I think you kind of have to have that. So like I said, depending on how things go, that's kind of it has to be a thing at some point during Jay's run.
I would like to see it.
I would. I would love to see that. That would be great. Okay. Speaking of, if Jay, good question, Jen. If Jay wins, who does he beef with? Directly into the Roman?
I wouldn't go directly into Roman.
No.
SummerSlam?
That could be who he loses.
By then, yes. But yeah, it wouldn't be right away. No.
It needs to be somebody that it makes sense that he'll win against.
And I think that's where
telegraph.
I think that's where, like again, like if you have LA switch, go heel, switch shows, it works.
Yeah, versus Yeet. Oh my god, that's gonna be so annoying.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I guarantee you. I think that shit will play right well into introducing that dummy button. I think it will play way too well. But yeah, like I said, we'll see.
Oh God, I'd be afraid that Jay would not know how to handle a dummy button. I feel like he'd get eaten alive by that dummy button.
Dummy.
Yeah.
I am all in on this dummy button, though. You guys have sold it for me more than I'm sure.
Quick side note, you always have like that dream of like a wrestling persona, and just being me from Baltimore, like I always just say I would use dummy all the time in my promos.
Yes, dummy does get used quite a bit up there. So yeah, like that would work. Yeah.
Oh man, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I told you that I've been saying this forever. I'm doing the homer. I am being the Seth Rollins, the hometown crowd from Davenport, Iowa. And where do I live? Well, I don't live there anymore, but it's 15 minutes away. That's where I grew. It's just right there. Just right there. Seth Rollins, baby.
Yeah, that way. Oh man.
It's so up in the air, right? Like obviously they're drawing it for CM Punk to win. But they're obviously with Seth needing a favor now as well, like they're adding that mystique to it. We all agree Roman's not winning, right? We all can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards no, that's not happening.
So yeah, like I think that's really where we've kind of landed with this. But I don't think Roman gets pinned either.
No, I don't.
I would agree with that as well. Yeah.
So yeah, it's so up in the air, right? That's really what we want. They've built it so well around CM Punk. And correct me if I'm wrong. Have we officially gotten an answer from Paul Heyman of what he's going to do?
Yeah,
I don't recall seeing that on Monday.
I feel like
CM Punk.
He's walking out with Punk.
Yep.
He couldn't say no to Punk.
He's walking out with Punk. Now, as far as who he leaves with, that's the mystery.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I know it was like he couldn't say no, but like I didn't get like the official yes. I don't think I heard that. So
let's go.
Burn it down. But no, it's gonna be a good one either way. I think I think this kind of just story has just played up so well of three guys that hate each other, right? And as I keep saying, it's gonna be an old fashioned hold down and hoot nanny, and I think that's really what the people want.
Oh God.
And it's really up in the air. I guess if I really had to make a pick, I'm going to have to go CM Punk on this. Just how they built it up, but I can see a strong case for Seth stealing and running away with it too.
I think again, whoever Heyman leaves with, who's winning the match. And while I would love to say that it's Punk, again, I feel like what happens here will play into Sunday night for that main event. And I feel like that everything's kind of lining up to where I feel like Seth's going to win and then play into the main event on Sunday. And lead to an even bigger shock. So, yeah.
I
have my popcorn ready.
I'm just gonna lean into the bigger shock that you're leaning into, but I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. Firstly, CM Punk is my hometown kid, just as Seth Rollins is Crunk's hometown kid, Chicago born and raised. So it hurts me to go against him like this.
Oh.
But I can see Seth winning. And here's what I'm feeling right now. I don't think Paul necessarily leaves with Seth. I think it's going to be actually the opposite. I don't think that Paul Heyman will pay off on the favor that Seth says he owes him, because how is that more in a favor? I think that it would be The Rock that pays off on Seth's favor. I can definitely see an angle where Seth sells his soul to The Rock, and that having implications for Sunday as well. But I feel like it's been built to where Punk looks like he has them both. Has both Roman and Seth in the palm of his hands. I feel like Seth is the one that has it, because he called the past couple of Raws when it was just CM Punk, and now it's both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And I feel like there's that angle with he said never say never to selling his soul in interviews as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I just saw that.
I feel like there is an angle there where The Rock is the one that pays off on Seth's favor, and and Seth wins that, and then Seth,
and I also feel like Seth's kind of due a victory over Punk because he had the match at January, then he had the cage match at the Garden, so he's kind of due. Yeah.
Seth technically won the cage match at the Garden, but it was through Roman.
I am dumb and I did not write down your picks. Devin, Greggo, who did you say?
Seth.
Oh, wait, what? When I said Seth like a month ago, you guys like killed me, and now we have like multiple.
The way the story's been unfolding, it just turned into this.
Yeah. At that time, Seth was the odd man out in this, but now they built this up. So, yeah, I can clearly see a way Steph comes out of it. My pick is Punk, but I wouldn't be shocked if Seth wins.
Wow, I love this. Okay, night 2. Make American wrestling great again. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul's winning this. Like he has to, unfortunately.
I think it makes the most
sense. They gave my man a finisher. He has to win.
I think they're showing off that finisher because he won't be able to hit it clean at Mania, though. See, like, here's my thing, right? I still don't know why they're fighting. I still don't get it. I still don't understand why this feud is happening. This very well probably should have been AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross, but I don't know why they have more confidence in Logan Paul in a WrestleMania match than Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross has done this longer than Logan Paul.
I'm still waiting. Like given the way that Karrion Kross has been cooking the past few months, I feel like I'm actually kind of shocked that he didn't have a match at all, because I feel like if anything, you could have easily made that into probably Karrion versus Sami Zayn, because he had that thing with them. Obviously, he had also had his thing with AJ as well. Of course, they had their match on Raw. It was like
that was good.
It was good. It was good. I'm like, and of course, and again, like the little touches that Karrion is making, like with like wearing the trunks,
imitating everybody's. Yeah.
Like the hairstyles, and like the dude's going in the weeds with this shit, and it's fucking. And like I said,
it's working.
It's low key cooking. Like I said, I definitely expect going into this next year, we're going to see a lot more Karrion Kross to where he's going to be a big deal by next year's Mania. So, but yeah, I'm going to. I can't imagine that AJ's winning this. I would probably say Logan here.
I think for what I think is gonna happen in the main events and going into the future, like going into this next year, I think AJ needs it a little bit more than Logan. I'm a Logan Paul hater. I don't think Logan Paul needs a win in any WWE match ever. But
he's a heel. He's gonna steal it.
It's
Iron
very
Knuckles,
well could be like
that one hit a quitter.
But
the punch and the move, it's a twofer.
Yeah, unless you drag this out a little longer, I don't see Logan winning this. I would pick AJ.
Are they gonna find him a personality? Logan Paul, that is his personality. His personality is he just needs to be more and more comfortable being a hater, being the heel, and he's getting better at it. Like nobody likes him. Like that's his personality, is people don't like him. And
Charlotte should take some notes.
He's just that shitty dude that we all knew in high school that just like thinks he's the greatest person ever.
He is the grown up Zach Morris is trash. He's the grown up version.
Honestly.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not. No, that's accurate. That is accurate. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I was trying to think about this because McIntyre does such a. I know McIntyre, after all he's doing, and he's been putting himself up with the top guys, which means he has to win. But he can also just talk, attack some people behind the scenes, and he's back up there being as one of the top guys. Also, he just the aura and all that stuff. He can just easily insert himself. Damian Priest, I'm sorry, my guy. Like and especially because
the momentum's gone.
And he's an elder on top of it. Like him and LA Knight, like they're the two dudes who like
he's
need
old.
to have they need to have that success almost as quickly as they can because there's only so much the WWE can get out of them. So I just think that Damian Priest needs the win more.
I could agree with that. I think that just given the growth that Drew has made over the past year, he'll be able to bounce back if he loses without any issue. I think that right now you're kind of at I don't want to say a crisis point with Damian Priest, but you definitely need to get him some momentum back so that way he can rebuild his steam up. So yeah, I would say that I can see Drew winning, but I think that for long-term purposes, Damian should be winning this.
My question, and correct me if I'm wrong, or just like let me know, what's Drew's definitive win like in the past, we'll say year or two?
He hasn't had any because anyone he has, he immediately loses.
He won at what was that, Mania last year, and then lost it 30 seconds later.
I would say SummerSlam against Punk.
SummerSlam against Punk, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But even that because you had Seth involved there, it's like it didn't really feel like it was like some dominant win. But yeah, it probably would be that.
I just feel he doesn't have like a definitive win. As great as he is, right? Like I him as a all around character, I think is immaculate. I just don't think they've given him the win, and I think this is the opportunity for him to kind of get that definitive win under his belt, when it matters, I guess. So he can just continue to talk that trash, because after a while you can only talk so much trash without having the quote unquote record to back it up. You got to still make the trash talk believable after a while. And after it just, I think this is where they capitalize on that so he can continue doing it. I see the point for Damian, right? I mean, like, yeah, like you're not in Judgment Day anymore. Like, you don't have Rhea really in your corner like that anymore. What's next for you? I don't really see it. But I do think this is where I think this is a win for Drew, so he can get like he can kind of capitalize on what he's been doing.
That's right.
I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I need to talk myself through this, but I feel like either way, this match will be a banger. Like Drew has been putting in fantastic work in the ring, and if you remember a couple years ago, Damian Priest put on a fantastic street fight with Bad Fucking Bunny. So this match will not miss. I think it will bring Damian back up no matter what the result is, as long as he has a good performance. Because I feel like ever since he lost the title, he was lost the world title, he was kind of in purgatory. Didn't really challenge for it back when Finn was feuding with them. Yeah. Outside of, that one triple threat match they had. But I feel like this is the high profile match that Damian needed to have and look good in. But I agree with the point that I think Drew needs that statement win without, losing immediately after. So I think I could see this being a Drew win. But I think Damian still is put over in some way after this match, because I feel like it'll still be a banger of a match.
Love it. Drew McIntyre. Okay. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, Dom Mysterio, Dirty Dom, baby. The champ. Let's call it. I'm calling it now. I'm just going to be so excited. I'm just going to be shimmying for like 30 minutes when this happens.
Man, like I said, everybody's believable in this.
My coin says tails, so that means.
What does that mean?
What does that
My
mean?
coin says tails, so I'm going. Dom.
Ooh.
I'm confused because it's 4 people in a match until Coral only has 2 sides.
Hey.
My bad. You right. You right.
There you go. There's that Scott Steiner math again.
I'm inclined to agree, to be honest. I see this playing out as either Dom stumbles his way into the Intercontinental title at somehow Finn's expense, or Braun retaining. And I enjoy the first option a lot more, to be honest, even though Braun has been a fantastic champion. But I feel like it will almost be time for him to chase a world title. He's proven a lot in this Intercontinental title run. So this is a good way to have Braun lose his title without necessarily having to get pinned or submitted.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're strapping.
Braun's definitely not taking a pin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Yeah, no, Braun's not getting pinned. They're strapping the rocket on him. He's going up. They've been clearly hinting at Dom turning on Finn this entire time. So, this is definitely a Seth Rollins Money in the Bank cash in kind of thing all over again. So, yeah, no, it's one of those things where he was the heel, but he cashed in, and everybody was like, "Oh snap! Like, this is awesome. You deserve it." So it's absolutely gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's Dirty Dom's time.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a matter of fact. It's a spoiler for later on the summer. Yeah, I think LeBron's getting Money in the Bank. Yeah,
in Judgment Day having multiple titles in their group. Ooh, I love this.
For now.
No, Liz and Raquel are dropping those titles. Liz and Raquel are dropping those titles.
Actually, I think Crunk had a very astute prediction on the Blue Sky the other night, and because Lyra is not quite hidden like I feel like she probably could. And I feel like a heel change might be necessary here, but I could definitely see Liv and Raquel retaining and Lyra putting them things on Bailey Cheeks,
because oh my gosh, because that could be if she does that, I'm so jealous, bro. Liv and Raquel are, I just think that they are going to win. It just kind of fits, hit them and Dirty Dom, like I said, Lyra, because it made it seem like Bailey was going to turn on Lyra, but that's what it's going to be. Lyra's going to turn on Bailey, and be like, I don't trust you, because she needs something. She's a great.
I think both of them need something. Be quite honest with you, but I definitely see Lyra probably needing to shake up more, because Bailey's Bailey, so it's like people are gonna love her either way.
Exactly.
I can see it kind of going either way. Like, I think you don't want, obviously, Liv and Raquel to distract from Dom's belt, right? Like, you don't want to take away from that. Like, that needs to be the pinnacle of the faction, is Dom's belt. But then I can kind of I can kind of see it being like a Triple H Stephanie McMahon power couple kind of thing again as well. So I can see
he wants to be the focus. Possibly. I could see a situation where it's like
hold on,
both
hold on.
live.
What was your prediction?
So this technically isn't. Are we talking about the tag team? Or are we talking about?
Yeah, we're just gonna do the tag team.
Yeah.
I in my head, I don't see Liv and Raquel retaining.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Where are you going, Greggo?
But I was gonna say like assuming Dom wins and also Liv and Raquel retain. I feel like, especially given the dynamic, obviously with Dom and Liv, I feel like you're gonna have suddenly now that Dom has a belt, it's gonna be like he wants more shine, and now Liv's not gonna be giving any play because like, nah, you're supposed to be focused on me, be worshiping me, and you since you got that belt, you think that you hot shit, and that's gonna cause that rift to grow and grow and grow.
I don't hate that. So you have Liv winning then?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, B-Fun, what you got for the tag team match?
I will also say that Liv and Raquel are winning.
Let's go.
I would be very surprised if they put 2 titles on Lyra this early in her main roster career.
Especially
lame.
Yeah, she still has the women's intercontinental title. So
which and justice for Chelsea. Justice for Chelsea.
Justice for Chelsea. She should be on this WrestleMania card. She's been fantastic.
But let's not pretend like they haven't done that before, though, where they put in the tag team title and the belt on the same.
Yeah.
Oh, they've done it before. I'd just be surprised to see them do it now.
Yeah,
with Lyra.
With Lyra.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a Lyra fan. I do like Lyra. I just feel like she hasn't been given like her what is it? Her statement feud. Yeah, she hasn't been given the feud that like puts her on the map. She was kind of just thrust into, the Queen of the Ring. She got to the finals there and then won the Intercontinental title without a real like statement feud. So I feel like that's what she's missing. It may come from her turning heel on Bayley. I don't see her turning heel. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, but I feel like they have to find that statement feud for her to actually earn a dual title reign. Maybe it comes from beating Liv and Raquel and they just feud for a while, but I don't see that happening. I don't think that should be the avenue there.
That's fair. Okay.
The more I think about it, I think Liv and Raquel retain.
What we got left, Crunk? Now we got to get to the main event.
Wait, so hold on. Are you changing your pick?
I'm changing.
Okay.
Liv and Raquel retain. The more I think about it.
I love it. We got just the final 2 matches. Io versus Bianca versus Rhea. I have Io Sky.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go with Bianca. Final answer. I'm giving that a slow yes instead of a fast no. I'm thinking Bianca. I'll say this. I don't think it'll be Rhea.
I don't think it'll be Rhea either.
I think Rhea's eating the pin no matter what.
So nobody's making a pick.
Rhea can easily turn into a Charlotte in this, right? Like,
it's
just
possible,
always winning. It can turn into that real quick.
But you know what though?
As much of a fan favorite as she is.
Because I feel like what's happening right now with Bianca is kind of that same situation. Because I feel like between that and also the tie-in with Naomi and Jade, I feel like that's why the lingering boos have persisted, and I I feel like that's sort of a thing. But I definitely feel like
she
with
just
the
hasn't
way
been
that Rhea,
nice.
yeah, and also with, well, I mean, she's standing on business. I mean, she's just dropping straight facts. So it's like, well, when you lay it out there, what can you really disagree?
A lot.
Sometimes
She's
you have
being
to you have to talk your shit. You have to talk your shit and say it with your chest, and that's what Bianca's doing.
That's fair.
And
That's fair.
but no, I feel like yeah, with the way Rhea, bumped her way into the match, it's like, yeah, it's almost like it's definitely very Charlotte-esque. And yeah, I feel like depending on, because like right now everybody is still technically a babyface, even though everybody's getting mixed reactions except for Io. But yeah, I feel like everybody will not remain a babyface by the end of this weekend.
I can see that.
I
think
So who was your pick? Who was your pick, Greggo?
Bianca.
Bianca.
Okay.
I think Io needs a definitive reign, right? They've given her the
Mhm.
belt before, and it wasn't like great. She might as well. The last time Io had the belt, like she was a non-factor to it, and I think she's kind of earned it now, right? And I think they've really built it up as like these two powerhouses in Rhea and Bianca, and let's not forget about Io in here. And I think Io is really going to come out on top of this. Like they've really kind of built it up to try to like make Io seem small, but really Io's the one holding the cards in this. And I think that's kind of why, they kind of slipped Io into this in the first place, right? Like again, Bianca had won Elimination Chamber, and it was, what was that, the very next night? It was like, okay, now Rhea and Io have this match, and that Io wins surprisingly, right? It was just kind of like, what's the point of this match? But now we see the how it's played out,
You see the
and
vision.
so yeah. So I really think they've kind of built it up to like, to try to make Io seem small in this. And I think Io is going to come out on top and beat both of them. I don't see Rhea winning. I don't see Bianca getting pinned. So I think Io pins Io pins Rhea.
Okay.
I am inclined to agree with the Io Sky pick. As much as I would love to see Bianca's WrestleMania streak continue and become
For my
Undertaker
purposes,
streak,
yeah.
I feel like Io needs to earn her respect here, because I'm on the hill that she is probably the best women's wrestler on the roster right now.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
The way they've been saying Bianca's never been pinned at Mania, I feel like they keep that up. So I think Rhea eats this pin. But I don't enjoy that angle because it feels kind of like a cop out to find a way to have Io retain this. But I still think Io needs it more. She just got the title. If she were to lose here without having a solid, a legitimate defense, it would feel fraudulent and disrespectful to her as a wrestler, in my opinion. So I say Io pins Rhea in this one.
Cool. All right.
What you got, Crunkster? What's your pick?
Oh yeah, Io all day, baby.
But I will say this: if Bianca wins, I need her to talk her shit and go, I'm on the
Ted.
dead. I need all that.
A little bit. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. John Cena.
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes.
So, like I said earlier, I think that the fallout of the main event triple threat on night one will fall into night two. I see Cena winning.
Okay.
And getting number 17.
Cena's winning. Cena's winning.
From of course, everybody's been talking about this. It looks like Travis Scott's also going to be in Vegas for Mania. So I think he'll show up in some way. And I do think at long last, the final boss will be showing up at Mania, and he will have an appearance. And all this will somehow tie in, leading to Mr. Cena becoming he's now 17-time world champion at Mania. And yeah.
Okay. What do you got, Big Flem?
I would agree. I feel like the angle that they go into at post Mania is not just saving with how they've been building it. John's gonna take the WWE title and then just retire with it. I think the angle that they're going to come through with is not just saving WWE title from, becoming illegitimate, since John's going to be the last one to hold it before he retires, but also to save John's soul, because they cannot and will not end John Cena's career as a heel.
Exactly.
They will have people fighting to bring John back to the light, to get his soul back. And I feel like that it starts post WrestleMania, but I feel like you'll probably see all of his Ghost of Christmas Past or whatever. But I think this is
Hello, Randy. Hello, Randy.
Randy. Which also we should touch on if we think Randy's getting a Mania match. But my prediction for this one is John Cena.
I think there's more money in, especially with, if you're trying to crown Cody as the next guy of the company,
he has to have something to fight back from.
He has to beat Cena and get the belt back and restore, Cena's heart and make it grow 3 times the size and everything, and walk into the pearly gates of the Hall of Fame as a squeaky clean babyface again. So that's going to be your story going to the next years. But again, that all has to start with Cena getting the belt first. So yeah.
Love it.
The shock value of it too is the story kind of gets predictable and stale if Cody wins, right? Like, the shock value.
There's no real follow up if Cody wins. So it's like exactly. Okay, he beat Cena, and there's no real get
now
back
what?
there. Yeah, there's far more story if Cena wins. And I know you hate that, Crunk, but hey, money's money. Money's money.
Business is business.
I don't see black and white. I see green. Okay.
And that green gonna be mad green. Mad green.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be insane. Okay. That is everything. We have it. I have it in the Google Sheets for everybody enjoying us. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us. We are hosting a watch along for the WrestleMania. I have family. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna do Easter lunch. Do you want to do some stuff?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." But I have to leave because I have a watch along for WrestleMania. And also,
you're like,
it's
what?
420. Like, what are we doing? Like, like, what are we doing? Jesus is cool and all, but fuck, I want to watch wrestling and get high with my friends.
Hey, Jesus resurrected, so they say, and we gonna get high too.
That burning bush, baby. Shout out
Jesus.
See how that works there. See how that works there. Yeah.
Jesus liked a good time too. He turned water to wine. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know the vibes. Oh man. Okay, so we will be back Saturday. All the fun. Very excited for this chaos that is going to be this weekend. Oh my goodness. Greggo, say the thing.
Yeah, I'm only doing that this time. We're not doing any soccer talk. We're going to wait until this weekend. This is your favorite wrestling podcast. For Crunk, for Flem, for Devin, this is Greggo. Can't be good, be bad. See y'all at Mania. Let's go.